Hello folks, I'm Billy Pennell. Thanks for joining me for another of my favourite musical moments. Mississippi Delta blues music really started around the beginning of the 20th century, and it produced legendary performers like Robert Johnson, Charlie Patton, Son House, Ma Rainey. Then a lot of musicians, a lot of people in general, were finding work very hard to come by, and a lot of them moved north to Illinois, to the city of Chicago. So the musicians that went there, they were used to playing in small venues, playing acoustic music. Now they're in the big city and they're playing to larger venues with a lot of rowdy people there. So they had to amplify their instruments. And in doing that, it allowed people like Muddy Waters and B.B. King to shine, to become legends in playing what became known as Chicago blues. Also at about that time, the harmonica was now an integral part of electric blues music, and some really great harmonica players. Howling Wolf was one, James Cotton was another, and Sonny Boy Williamson, who became another legend of his instrument and a legend of electric blues. And I want to talk to you just briefly about Sonny Boy Williamson, and I want to do it by playing you part of an interview that took place with Robbie Robertson, who you know of the band, and he met Sonny Boy in Arkansas on a trip there with Levon Helm, his mate from the band, and of course they were fully aware of people like Sonny Boy Williamson, who'd become legends to all people who played either electric or any sort of blues music. And while they're in town, Robbie says to Levon, "Look, I think we're in an area where Sonny Boy Williamson lives. Let's ask somebody if they know where we could contact him." So they see somebody in the street and they said, "Oh, excuse me, look, we're musicians. We're looking for Sonny Boy Williamson. Do you know where we can contact him?" And this fellow said, "Yeah, he's just down there. He's just walking down the road now." Oh. So they got in their car and they drive down a short distance, and here's Sonny Boy Williamson walking down the street with a briefcase full of his harmonicas. They stop and have a chat, and they explain to him, "Look, we're from Canada, but Levon is from your neck of the woods here, Levon Helm. And we wanted to know if we could just have a chat to you. We love your music, or music has inspired us right throughout our careers." And Sonny Boy said, "Yeah, let's go and just have a coffee somewhere." So they just go and sit for a while and have a chat for a while. And Robbie says, "Look, we've got our equipment quite close. Would it be possible, how would you feel about just coming down to where we've got our equipment stored and just having a jam with us, just playing some music with us?" And he thought that was a great idea. So that's what happened. So they play music for a while, and then Sonny Boy says, "Look, I'm starting to get a bit hungry. Let's go to a nice eating place where they have great soul food just down the street from here." So down they go, Robbie and Levon and Sonny Boy, and while they're sitting down to enjoy their food, something happened that I'll reveal to you in just a moment in an interview with Robbie Robertson. This was in 1964, and they had made plans for the band to do some recording with Sonny Boy the following year. That wouldn't happen because Sonny Boy Williamson died at the age of 55 the following year, 1965. May I share with you now what I thought and still do think is a fascinating interview with Robbie Robertson and Sonny Boy Williamson.
Now, and at this time, he tells us that he was just in England, and he was over there, and he said, "I was over there, and I'm playing with I don't know who these people are. They're all wanting them, and I'm playing with everybody." And he said, "And all these cats over there, they all want to play the blues so bad." But he said, "Unfortunately, that's how they play, really bad." You know, and you know, it was just funny coming from him, you know, the way he was describing it. And and he could tell that we just had a different seasoning in our music. And so anyway, we're having a good time, and the food is fantastic in this place. We're having a great time. All of a sudden, two cop cars pull up outside of this place, come screaming up to this place, and stop in front of the place. These cops come out, come in the place, and they're saying, "What's going on in here? What the hell is this?" And we're like, "What do you mean? This is Sonny Boy Williamson, the great blues artist Sonny Boy Williamson, and we're musicians, and we're here in appreciation of him, and we asked, where do you get the best food?" And he said, you know, he would take us there, and we're here, we're having a meal. What's the problem? And they said, well, and this guy at this time, he's pulling up his pants, under his belly, and now they're getting an attitude thing going now. They're like, well, there's not much of a problem if you don't think coming down here eating with a bunch of niggers isn't a problem. And we're like, whoa, we're all Canadians except Levon, right? So we're like, we're from Canada, So Levon says, no. He said, and my uncle is the sheriff up in blah, blah county up there, things and everything. And so this cop says, well, I bet your uncle will be really proud of you down here eating with a bunch of huh? And we're like, whoa, we're not doing very well turning this thing around. And these cops said, here's what we're going to do. You're going to leave this man sitting here at this counter. You gentlemen are going to go and get in those cars out front of your cars, and you're going to get in those cars and you're going to leave this town right now. And we're like, well, if that's the way you want to be. we knew that we had crossed a line here. And Sonny Boy he wasn't even looking. He was just looking away. He wasn't even paying attention to this. So we were like, hey, man, don't worry about it. Sorry, we didn't, mean to get you in any, fuss and blah, blah, blah. And we're going to call you, and we're going to follow up on those dreams and everything. And he was just sitting there. He wasn't doing anything, no. He just knew not to do anything, right? And it was a very sad moment.
The king of the harmonica, Sir Sonny Boy Williamson.
Thank you very much. This time, ladies and gentlemen, it's got to be keep it to yourself. Darling, do me a favor, keep it to yourself. Please, darling, do me a favor, keep our business to yourself. I don't want you to tell nobody, don't mention to no one else. Don't tell your mother, don't tell your father, don't tell your sister, and don't mention it to your brother, please, darling. You just keep it all to yourself. I don't want you to tell nobody, and don't mention it to no one else. it to yourself. Please, baby, just keep it to yourself. Don't tell nobody. Don't mention it to no one else. You have a husband and I have a wife. But if you start to talking, that's going to mess up our life, please, baby. You just keep it all to yourself. Do that for me, darling. Don't mention it to no one else. One more time.
Thank you, Sonny Boy.